Okay, parents, do you understand all of the texting lingo your kids are using? It can be confusing. We have our Fox 19 Now tech expert Dave Hatter here to break down some things you should know. Good morning. Good morning. We thought this would be interesting considering we're moving into Christmas and a lot of kids are probably going to get a phone for the holiday.
Phones, tablets, computers, sure.
And I was talking to you about different texting lingo and abbreviations that neither of us really knew a lot about.
Yeah, this is a big thing now. You know, texting slang is one of the names for it. And, you know, they'll use all these short-term abbreviations to not only save a lot of keystrokes on the little keyboard. I hate texting personally because I hate to type on those little things, but also because it lets you essentially use a coded language that other people may not understand, like parents and teachers and so forth. So you can send messages that you may not necessarily want your parent to understand using all these different acronyms.
Yeah, we're going a little deeper than just LOL. We're talking about 53X, which can mean sex, 9 and CD9, which can stand for parents are nearby, and even Angie, which apparently means cocaine.
Yeah, there's hundreds and maybe even thousands of these things. You can go out and look these up, and that's one of the things that gets tricky about it. First off, I think a lot of people maybe my age or older don't even realize that kids use these things, or they may have seen LOL or that kind of thing, but they don't realize there's essentially a whole language built up around all these acronyms. And then secondarily, once you know that, it gives you the opportunity to kind of check out what your kids are doing and say, well, what is this weird series of characters they've typed? And then you can use the various resources on the internet to look these things up and see if there's any kind of disturbing activity. The other thing I want to point out real quick is predators know this, right? Child predators know this. They learn these acronyms so they can seem more friendly to kids, and then also potentially have conversations that parents won't be able to pick up on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you see the word hard candy, you're not necessarily going to think heroin, but that's in fact what it means.
No, I wouldn't.
And how often do you think that parents should be keeping abreast on all this, because they change a lot?
Well, they do, and that's one of the things I think that makes this so tricky is because, of course, these new acronyms come up all the time, and it's really hard to keep track of. You know, I think if your kids have a phone or tablet or anything where you can have some kind of digital communications, you probably ought to look at it once in a while. And then if you see these sort of weird symbols, characters, acronyms in there, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean they're doing something bad, but it does certainly mean that they're at least hip to this text slang, and that you might want to start to try to look up some of these things and determine what is it that they're actually talking about.
Yeah, you want to be hip too. So we're going to make sure we post a series of different websites that Dave provided for us so that you can go and check those out for yourself. We're also talking about a story we broke last week that's still getting some buzz. Yep. Android malware with some fake apps.
Yeah, Android has this new malware called Googlian. It's so far impacted well over 1 million phones. It's basically stealing users' credentials. And the thing that I think is really odd about it is they're not using these credentials that they're stealing to access people's personal information. They're using it in a weird roundabout advertising fraud scheme to basically boost the ratings of app in the Google Store so that more people will pay for those apps. And I've seen some research that shows they're making as much as $320,000 a month.
What?
Yeah, using this scheme. It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
And they're fake.
Yeah, well, yeah, ultimately it's really just trying to get you to download these apps and pay for them, and they're raking in a lot of money off.
Okay, so what can you do to not download these sorts of apps?
Well, good question.
Avoid that?
The main thing is avoid third-party app stores, and also Check Point is a security company. That's what they do. They're pretty famous. They've got Zone Alarm, which is a PC-based firewall product, and some enterprise-wide stuff. They've set up a website. You've got a link for it there that you can go to. So if you are a Google Android user, you can check to see if your account's been compromised, and then ultimately remove the Googlian software. You can reinstall Android, but if you do that, make sure you got a backup because you're going to lose everything on your phone.
Oh.
But there are ways to check, and then also, again, don't download third-party apps, and ultimately, you know, you really only should get things from the Google Play Store. That's no guarantee, but yeah, this is... My big fear for this is not so much you're going to pay for basically a bogus app, it's that they're eventually going to decide they can't monetize this anymore and start stealing people's information out of things like Gmail, Google Docs, because once they have these authorized credentials, they can access any of your Google accounts.
Okay, good
which
point.
Is bad.
Yeah, very bad.
Very bad.
Thanks, Dave. Good to see you again.
Welcome.
Appreciate all
Thank
the
you.
information as usual. And I will post this to fox19now.com. Just give me a minute. Right now, we are going to send it over to Frank.